What's going on, my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family? Welcome to the PT channel. I'm One Eye Bri. You don't know if I'm winking or I'm blinking. That is a nickname from season 4 of The Walking Dead. The governor changed his name to Brian. My name is Brian. A subscriber gave me that nickname many years ago and I kept it and I thought it was cool. I want to highlight two awesome pieces of comic fan art from my man Saint Yak. A little bit of spoiler warning, not a spoiler video by any means, but I will talk about Judith Grimes, Carl Grimes on the show and in the comics, so if you're not up to date with that, spoiler warning. But first, if you love The Walking Dead and The Walking Dead family, become a valued member of the PT channel and our Walking Dead family by hitting that subscribe button. Photo credit to these fine folks right here, giving a shout out to my man at Saint Yak, the awesome comic artist. The Walking Dead is a comic book first and foremost that transitioned from a comic to a show, and it's pretty awesome. I have to admit, the show turned me on to the comics. When the show blew up, I'm a physical therapist and I was talking to one of my patients and he said, "You know it's a comic book, right?" I said, "Oh, really?" So I went back and started reading all the comics. I got the compendiums, I read the books, I'm up to date, love it so much. The Walking Dead has changed my life in a good, positive way. But like I said, the show, the comic, it came from the comic first. The comic will last many, many years, and probably the show will too, and I hope so. It's going to have movies and shows and that, and many more years of Walking Dead content for sure. The Walking Dead universe is growing exponentially. The comic is the comic and the show is the show. The comic can easily be done on paper, not always on TV or film. But ultimately, The Walking Dead is awesome, and I love the fan art from Stan, well, at Saint Yak. Awesome stuff. He made this probably a year ago or so, some time ago. It started with Old Man Carl. You can see he has Daryl's crossbow, Negan's Lucille, Michonne's katana, Rick's hat, Rick's gun. It's like, whoa, he's got everything here. Will he be the last man standing? He could be the last man standing in the comics, but definitely not on the show. We know that for sure. So Carl is still alive in the comic, but not on the show. Flip that to Judith Grimes. She's dead in the comics, but alive on the show. Pretty interesting, the twists and turns, and the flips and the flops. At Saint Yak made this fan art right here. #1 issue, Judith Grimes. It's not a real issue, neither is Old Man Carl. It's just fan art. It's awesome. Props to him. He loves The Walking Dead just like we do. He's a comic artist. He's very talented. I wish I had the money and the capital to make a comic book. We'll talk about that in a second. But I really wish Carl and Judith were still alive on the show today. I would love to see the Grimes siblings working together and just having that dynamic. We haven't really had that on the show. We've had a couple siblings here and there, Tyrese and Sasha and Lizzie and Minka, and a couple, brothers and sisters there. But ultimately, Carl Grimes and Judith Grimes would be awesome on the television show that we'll never have. They'll never be in the comics because Judith's gone and Carl's there and vice versa. But it's just something that I love to talk about. The Walking Dead has changed a lot of lives. I love the fan art right here. I would love to send this in the Talking Dead, but this is Stan's, well, at Saint Yak. He's Stan Yak, but at Saint Yak. Give him a follow on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff, guys. If you want to make a comic book, he's the guy. It's a little expensive. I looked into making a comic book. I can't afford it right now as I got some bills coming up with medical stuff and the holidays and everything there. But down the road, I would love to have a monthly comic book of my series, Fight for Us. I looked into it. I can't afford it as an independent person, but maybe with crowdfunding or a partner or something, that would be pretty awesome to have. Fight for Us is my baby. It's in every intro that we do. I have this artwork. Stan made this for me, and it's in every intro. It goes super fast, but you have Sean, Matt, Ryan, and Phil. Really the main characters of the story. There's a couple other characters in there like Bobby G and John and Lauren and a couple people, but Fight for Us is my baby, and I got 8 books available now on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com, but eventually I would love to turn it into a TV series and or comic books, or at least an illustration book. My books don't have pictures, it's just text right now because I'm an independent author, an independent writer, and it's pretty difficult to be a physical therapist and a YouTuber and a homeowner and a husband and just so many different things, so many crazy things. And as an independent writer, author, creator, and it's tough right now for me to juggle all those different things. But down the road, I would love to have a comic and a show and all these things. But there you go, guys. That's just my latest news about Saint Yak's awesome fan art. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already and tell him, Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.